This week's Race Weekend feature takes us not to the racetrack, but to a restaurant. But that's because the overall and class champions of 2018's National Slalom Series are there to be feted and awarded for their exemplary performance in last year's long slalom season. And we were there to witness the celebrations and to talk with some of the champions about their season, their plans for their motorsport future, and some interesting tidbits about themselves concerning or not the sport of slalom. Slalom has been one of the country's longest-running form of motorsport, attracting scores of adherents, aficionados, and enthusiasts through the decades, thanks chiefly to the efforts of Race Motorsports Club and its indefatigable founder and president, Bing Bang Dulce. Over the years, Race Motorsports Club has been running the National Slalom Series, holding legs in many parking lots, amassing a host of regulars who love speeding around tight course marked by pylons in parking lots and buildings, a fan base for the sport that seems to get bigger with each year. Of course, regulars start out as newbies or novices, which the sport seemed never to run out of even in the lean years. It has become an annual tradition for Race Motorsports Club to fet overall and national class champions of the year just passed in an awards night before the start of another new year of slaloms, a festive affair that sees the trophies and plaques galore being handed to various champions, from the Slalom King and his court down to the novices just getting the hang of the sport. This year's awards night is particularly poignant as reigning Slalom King Milo Rivera has decided that he won't be defending his crown after 5 continuous years of being crowned King of Slaloms, leaving the title open to all from grizzled veterans of the sport, up-and-coming drivers, to the young guns who bring down the average age of competitive slalom warriors by a lot. One of the youngest is Sofia Munoz, all of 11 years old and already the junior class and ladies class champion.
The 2018 was really tough, and it was really very a little bit hassle, because the 2018 race last year was really kind of hard, because I was really running for the ladies class champion. So it's really hard, but I am really thanking God for blessing me and also guiding me and protecting me during the races. And yeah, I'm really happy that I was able to capture my ladies class champion and also junior class champion.
This precocious slalom warrior is among the many who've taken up the sport because of Daddy. And with Daddy's continuing support, may become one of the fixtures of slalom racing for years to come. And who knows, someday we'll have a slalom queen.
My dad encouraged me, and I started driving since 7 years old actually. And before, I was just really watching him race, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And my dad encouraged me to try it, and then when I try it, it's like I'm really enjoying it and having fun. So it kept going already. My plan is just to continue what I love in racing, but I will still race in slalom.
Another young gun who is looking to one day become Slalom King is Tiner Pawi Base. In his final year of competing in the novice class, Pawi finally fulfilled his goal of being class champion.
It was very worth it, despite the ups and downs we've been through, all the issues and difficulties. I'm very happy that we got the novice with our very last shot, since it's our very last chance being in the novice. Win or lose, we're not going to be novice anymore next year.
Pawi was in a tight 3-way fight for the title of novice overall champion of 2018. The other contenders, Virgil Calayo, who ended up first runner-up, and Ram Rafanan, second runner-up. Pawi's best round earned him the novice overall crown.
Well, for me, the best rounds were, of course, the ones where we won. But for me, the very best one was the 11th leg, where we won the novice by 0.04 seconds. For me, the worst one was Baguio, where I wrecked the car with one small mistake. And for me, what I've learned from it is how you have to be very precise and you have to be very dedicated to your work to be able to make things right.
The 2018 overall novice champion does not seem to fear tough competition and instead relishes having strong rivals, an attitude that should serve him well as he steps up to higher levels of competition.
Well, actually, I consider both Vegel and Ram my rivals since they gave us such a hard time. Like, I believe I should give thanks to them for bringing out the best in us as a team and bringing out the best in me as a driver. Well, for me, with our goal now is going for Slalom King, I believe I still have to maintain my physical fitness, my mental strength. Of course, I'm sure I can still improvise with more driving styles and everything. So there's still a lot more to eat up.
Still, many believe that the phenom, Inigo Anton, has the best chance among the young guns to take the title of Slalom King. Just 14 years young, Inigo was novice overall champion in 2017, was first runner-up in the Slalom King race in 2018, while also earning the title of production front wheel overall champion, as well as a handful of national class championships, including groups 5A and 5B, and front wheel modified class A, B, and C. He also took one round from Milo Rivera, something that he still savors up to the awards nights.
So like for the best for me was when I was finally able to beat Milo. It was a really tough year trying to beat Milo in 2017. And then I think that was Star Mills. I was able to get the time and I was like really happy because that was my main goal after I won the front wheel, to be on level with Milo, and I was happy to be able to beat him because he's one of like the greatest competitors that I've ever faced, and it also challenges me. So if Milo wasn't there, I wouldn't be where I am now, so I'm really thankful for that.
Inigo's father, Carlos, can be described as a stage father to the phenom if he was not also competing in the same motorsports event as his son. But Inigo reveals that a racing career may not have been what his father wanted him to have initially.
Actually, it's funny because my dad and my mom, they were trying to hide that they were racing when I was like 2 years old, because they were afraid that I would be racing. It's scary for them as parents. So for me, I just felt inside me, it was my passion since the beginning that I wanted to become a racer. And when my dad knew about it and he saw that I had the talent, he also helped me become one of great racers also.
Inigo may no longer be satisfied with another runner-up finish in this 2019 slalom season, or for another front-wheel overall title. Barely into his teens, he is already looking to be king.
Of course, like my dad said, that always take everything one step at a time, so he wants me to go through novice, to front wheel, and hopefully this year we'll be trying to, of course, go for the top already, because that's the only thing that's missing for us, but hopefully we'll be able to do it.
The Slalom King, whom the young guns want to topple from his throne, or whose vacated throne they want to fill, also started quite early in the sport. It also took a number of years before Milo Rivera became good enough to be a king.
Well, I started my slalom career back in 2009. I was 13 years old, fresh from 1 year of kart racing. My uncle all of a sudden told me, why not run slalom? Why not try something different? Because slalom is close to his heart, having won championships himself. Being able to cross-train with the karting and slalom at the same time was somehow a difficult decision for me. I'm like, I don't get the relationship. But over time, I was able to see how essential it was for my career. It made me a better driver. It got me to develop some sort of skills wherein I never imagined would be, very useful up to now. So from 2009 to 2012, I was running slalom and karting at the same time until eventually I had to graduate from go-kart racing. Slalom eventually stayed on, raced it continuously, and come 2014, I was able to win my first national slalom crown. Something I never thought would be possible, considering the previous years, we came very, very close to winning it, and it was very, very tough because you've developed and prepared a whole year and come up short by sometimes 1 point or half a point or more. And eventually, mentally it takes a toll on us, but praise God, we were able to overcome the difficulties. We were able to get the car better. We were able to get my driving better, get to develop more, and with the help of the people behind the race car, we were able to win the championship. And from that, it bore more championships up to now. We've won our 5th straight. It's a blessing, a huge blessing in itself, and I couldn't thank a lot of people enough for the journey.
What has become his final year in full-time slalom competition may have been Milo's hardest and most challenging yet. The competition has gotten better in both car performance and driver skills. But the most challenging leg was where he failed to clinch his 5th and final slalom's crown.
Challenging race would probably have to be the one in Baguio. Although we had a chance to clinch the championship that race, things were very difficult for us. It was a new territory, new grounds, especially that the place was favoring obviously our opponents for the championship in Inigo. It was a very, very challenging race. We had problems all throughout the day. Although we didn't come out successful, we only finished 3rd that race. We were happy with the effort we put in, even though we weren't successful at it. We were able to find out more problems with the car, and then eventually it got us working and it got us to finally see what we lacked. So that come the next race, which was the 11th leg, we were actually able to win.
Despite plans to stay away from full-time slalom competition, Milo is praying that it would continue to improve and draw more racers.
Well, for 2019, I definitely want to see more venues. I definitely want to see more entrants, more intense racing, with or without me. You know, I know with the championship pretty much open for this year, you can never count out a lot of drivers. You have the favorites from the yesteryears and you have the new and up-and-coming faces. So it's going to be a very, very intense year.
As for himself, Milo plans to level up his racing to more professional level with some people, whether locally or internationally.
Well, for 2019, we're really focused on circuit racing. You know, we're going to take ourselves back on the racetrack with the help of the sponsors we have for this year. We have a program aligned wherein we'll be racing the touring cars and GTs. But we can never also rule out that we will be racing autocross and slalom from time to time, just to, you know, loosen ourselves and make sure that we're present in every discipline out here, because we still have to continue the disciplines we love. And you know, sometimes I will never forget slalom racing. That's why I'll keep myself in touch with the sport. But given certain programs that we need to do in order to further achieve the goals long term, we have to do circuit racing, and of course we can never rule out international races for Gymkhana and maybe also for circuit.
Having recognized a lot of times in the motorsport scene, it obviously shows that Milo is looking to make a career out of it. We asked him about this, and this is what he has to say.
Well, from the looks of it, I think I want to make a career out of it. You know, I've been growing up with a passion for the sport, and the fact that I've been continuing the sport wholeheartedly for almost 11 years says something. It's been long, which started when I was 12 years old. Now I'm 23. You know, it's been a long road, and to be honest, I hope that the journey doesn't end anytime soon. You know, if you ask me, you know, I want to make a career out of it, absolutely, but only time can tell if we could actually achieve that.
The 2019 slalom season is tentatively scheduled to flag off on March 3. It will certainly not be the same without Milo Rivera defending his slalom king crown, but that does not necessarily mean it will be less exciting. In fact, many believe it may even be more exciting as new contenders will be vying for the crown. Race weekend will surely be there to cover the excitement for Modern Today and World of Motorsports followers.